This kind of is the reason why I feel like Lexi might develop a drug addiction. Back to this theory, because I think this is the opportunity for Rue to realize what she was saying at the end, which is like you kind of got to give it a reason. And this is purely because it could be a good plot line, but if Lexi develops a drug problem and then Rue is able to kind of like be her Ali in a sense, then it's kind of that's full circle. Like that's like, all right, now she's really gotten the hang of the sobriety. Yes. Otherwise, what's her marker to say like, oh, she's really doing the sober stuff and like.
Listen, I don't like to shut down people's ideas, but like this Lexi getting addiction thing, man, like.
Yeah,
I gotta keep you away from the writers.
I can see it more with like Elliot because he's more into drugs, but like Lexi, anything could happen. So
anything's possible.
Yeah.
I like the idea of Lexi still being interested in Fez and like trying to be there for him and all that because like she comes from like. I guess you could say a broken home, right? Is that the correct thing to say?
Oh yeah.
And so like I don't think she would be necessarily judgmental. I mean, she knows what world he's involved in and all that, and she didn't really care. And one thing we had spoken about, Talia and I, was like, it's kind of refreshing and nice to see them put opposites attracting because I like a lot of relationships. I don't think people realize a lot of relationships literally are opposites, just. And that's how it works. Like if you're with someone who's too similar to you, one, you get bored. Two, you're not learning a lot from each other. So you're not really like experiencing life. And for some reason in TV shows and movies, it's always like, I went to Juilliard. He went to Juilliard. We both went to the same art class. And I'm like, I don't know too many relationships where people are like similar. What do you guys think about that?
I kind of think that they'll have like some sort of pen pal relationship, if anything. And maybe she'll be the narrator.
Interesting.
Of the next season, because I'm just thinking about Rue and how she's the narrator. Like, if she doesn't relapse, I feel like her whole identity in the show is kind of the drug addict. And like, what else are they gonna make about her? But so they have to either fade her out, or they have to kind of like give her a new addiction or something else to like we were kind of talking about. Tara and I were talking about like, what if she starts writing or I don't know, something like that. But I think maybe Lexi will become more of the narrator of the show, and it'll be told through their love story or something.
I got to say a theory.
You gotta say a theory? Is that
same theory is not gonna work?
But my thing about it is like, I think it's gonna be too like, it's a huge thing for Lexi. Like, Fez was, like you said, the opposite, and it was like, he was danger. He was risk at the highest extent.
Yeah.
And that house is clearly like going to be cleared out. So I know for sure, like, at first I was like, or maybe she's going to pick up like on a Griselda, like she's going to be the plug of East Highland and take up for Fez while he's locked up. But I know the SWAT team completely cleared that house out. Grandma's in a home somewhere, probably a hospice. Like everything's out of that house, so that's not happening. But I do think that Lexi is like, that is too much of a trauma for Lexi to like just kind of like face off. She might not need drugs for it. She might not, but I think that it's right there, like as a avenue.